Hey YouTubers, I am back with a third vlog. This is Rachel Sleevelicious 2012, and I thought I would come on and talk a little bit why I chose the VSG surgery instead of one of the other surgery options for weight loss. I look a little bit like a floating head, all black, and here's my head. Let me move this over. Sorry. Okay, is that better? No. Big head. Okay. Sorry. Okay, anyway, whatever. Okay, so let's see. Why did I choose VSG? Well, I didn't initially. I always thought I was going to be well, in the way back, I thought I was going to have gastric bypass. And then for several years, I thought I was going to be a lap bander. And it wasn't until a little over a year ago that I decided on VSG. I've been looking into having weight loss surgery probably since 2000. I don't even know what year is that, like 2001. So, no time like the present. I waited 12 years, but I anyway, like I wanted to have surgery since then, and I started out. I was an undergrad, and I was a lot smaller than I am now. I was probably like 65 pounds smaller. And I became obsessed with the Obesity Help website. I had just happened to, do a search for obesity help, and what do you know? ObesityHelp.com came up. And so all the before and after pictures, I was like looking every day, before and after, before and after. And I became possessed. And every day I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to see more before and afters. The only thing that was stopping me from getting the surgery was the fact that I had no way to pay for it and no insurance to pay for it. I was terrified of the surgery. I hadn't done any other research at all besides look at the before and after photos. That was the extent of my research at that time. And I thought, well, all these people have lost all this weight. That's good enough for me. I'm having this surgery. But I was terrified of mainly two things. Number one was death. And the second thing was that I was going to be the only person that the surgery wouldn't work for. So while I continued to look at the before and after pictures, I bought a membership to 24 Hour Fitness. And I hooked up with a trainer there and was telling him, I'm doing this in the nick of time. I was just about to try and have surgery. And he was like, oh, you don't want to do that. Only lazy people do that. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be lazy. No, I'll just work out for the billionth time and try again, see if it works long term for me. So of course, not that exercise is bad, but I was just on the gerbil wheel with losing weight and thinking that that time it would magically work. Anyway, so for years I continued to look at the Obesity Help website before and after pictures. And then maybe in like 2005, somewhere around there, my grandparents said, oh, there's a new surgery. I don't know if it was new, but I hadn't heard of it before they started talking about it, called the lap band. And you get a band and it helps you control your hunger and eating, and you lose all this weight. And they said, oh, and I thought, well, okay, there's no rerouting of anything. It sounds a lot less complicated than having bypass. I'll do that. Again, no real research. Just went with what I was told. Not that the lap band is bad, but I'm just saying I didn't do any research on it and just took their word for it instead of actually going to the trouble of finding out if that was the right surgery for me. So years went by again, still not having the surgery. Basically at that time, my insurance had an exclusionary policy, and I didn't really even entertain the idea of trying to pay for it myself. So I was remarried in 2007 to my lovely husband, He was like, I really have been looking, I'm sure it's fine, but I've been looking into VSG. So I was like, I don't know what VSG is. So he was explaining, what it is, benefits, risks, that kind of thing. So I thought, well, this time I'm going to do my research. So then last year, about a year and a half ago, maybe not that long ago, maybe a year ago, I started, I thought, oh, well, my friend's always showing me all these funny videos on YouTube. Why don't I go and see if they have any videos on before and after pictures for VSG? I had no idea that there was this whole YouTube community of wonderful, fabulous, helpful, knowledgeable, friendly, inviting, warm, wonderful people willing to share information and help virtual strangers, literally virtual, strangers, with information and helping guide people along the path that was meant for them. I was just like, oh my gosh, look at this gastric rose woman. She's got all these videos, and Amy SD Mom, Banded Wendy, wow. And so after I went on YouTube and began doing a lot more research, I decided that for myself, the VSG is the best way to go. I found my surgeon that I love. I've spoken to him on the phone and via email. And I think I mentioned in my first video, that's Dr. Alvarez with Endobariatrics in Piedras Negras. And it's in Mexico, but really, yeah, technically it's in Mexico, but he's only like 30 feet over the border or something like that. And it's just, I can drive there. We don't have to fly. So that's what I want to do. As soon as I finish getting my funding together, I wanted to be able to pay cash and get it over with. Well, who has $8,000 just lying around waiting to be spent on surgery? Well, I didn't. So I've been saving, and hopefully it'll happen. I'm really hoping this summer. Anyway, oh, wow, 8.5 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to go. I just thought I'd come on and make that quick little video, and thank you again to everybody who's subscribed to me and watching my videos. Hopefully I'll get better at this as I go along. Let me see, I have a piece of paper here. I guess that's all I wanted to say. Oh, I wanted to show, I told Dragon Turner, kind of tongue-in-cheek, but I think I'll really do it now because I think it's kind of funny. I love big rings. I'm kind of an over-the-top kind of person in some ways. Like with the makeup. Hello, I like makeup, but I wear a lot of it, and that's okay. But I also love big jewelry and big rings, so I said, well, I'm going to wear like a big ring for every video. So this one is a flower. Oh, covering up my face. It's a flower. So there you go, Dragon Turner. Big ring. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye. I look a little bit like a floating head.